that brings us to our rookie watch, right? So we're gonna talk about some of the rookies this season. We're gonna talk about Caitlin Clark last because there's a lot to surround Caitlin Clark for those who've been following the league, and we'll just talk about her impact. But so first we're gonna talk about Angel Reese. If you watch Angel Reese in college, she just had a I'm gonna find a way to get to the ball in terms of her rebounding, and she had a game that was just like she just got a hustle type of game. She not just the Dirk Nowitzki over the fade, one leg fadeaway pull up. She doesn't really take jump shots outside of the paint. That bothers me because I feel like Angel Reese will be out of this world if she was shooting jumpers like or like 15-foot pull up jumpers. If she was shooting them on a consistent basis and efficiently, I feel like that's the next step for Angel Reese to be able to shoot that jumper and shoot it with confidence. When I see her take it, I don't believe she shoots it with that much confidence. However, it's kind of odd because like she's a decent free throw shooter. So it's just like you can't make that 15 foot of work in the floor of the game off the dribble or off the catch, you know what I mean? But uh despite Angel Reese, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily like having her jumper fully developed yet, she's transitioned well in the WNBA. Like you can't deny it. She has transitioned absolutely beautifully in the WNBA. Her game, I don't believe, has changed from college to the WNBA, but it doesn't matter if it hasn't changed because it works. It just simply works. Angel Reese averaging nearly a double double. She averaging 11 points, 9 rebounds. Um, the Sky have a marquee win against one of the best teams in the league, and that being against the Sky. Uh, excuse me, that being against the Liberty. Angel Reese was a part of that. When Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark met earlier this season, the Sky and the Fever had one of the most watched games in WNBA history in the past 20 years at 1.5 million views. So they continue to do numbers with each other. And right now, Caitlin Clark, she has a career high of 16 points, and the most rebounds that she's grabbed this season in one game has been 13. And she is the only rookie with back-to-back double doubles since Sylvia Fowles, who also played for the Chicago Sky. And on top of that, I wonder what their relationship is like because I wonder what Angel Reese's relationship is like with Sylvia Fowles, because Angel Reese also broke Sylvia Fowles either rebounding or double doubles record for LSU. Uh so yeah, man. Here's another stat about Angel Reese as well. Angel Reese became the third player in the WNBA history to record a double double with 5 steals in back-to-back games as well. And so Angel Reese has just been like stuffing up the stat sheet. Slow start, but like she's getting comfortable. Like the ball is like a magnet to her when it comes to rebounding. Um, and it's just I'm gonna keep harping on it. If she develops a jumper, Angel Reese could easily be a multi-time MVP and a multi-time champion in this WNBA that we currently have. That's the next step for her, like really sending her game to like an astronomical level. I hope we get to see it. I hope we get to see it. Right now, the number she averaging again, 11 and 9 points. Um, she's doing this with like only averaging 30 minutes a game. So obviously, as she continues to play, and develop over the years, her minutes is gonna go up, and you would assume that obviously her production is gonna go up as well, man. So shout out to Caitlin Clark. I may have. All right, I'm gonna say this stat again because I think I said she was the only player in WNBA history, but I believe it's just in Sky history. She's the fourth Sky player to have three or more consecutive double doubles in franchise history, and the third player in WNBA history with 10 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and 5 assists in back-to-back games, man. Shouts out to you for the start that you had to the season, Angel Reese. Next up on the rookie watch, man, we got Cameron Brink and Rakia Jackson. Um, both got drafted by the Sparks. Cameron Brink went second. Rakia Jackson went four. Brink averaging 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 stocks a game. At one point, Cameron Brink was up there leading the lead up there with Izzy, averaging 2.5 blocks per game. But she by far leads all the rookies with most blocks per game. And so you got that going for you with her averaging almost, flirting with averaging 3 blocks a game as a rookie. And then Rakia Jackson giving you 9 points a game. Only thing, so again, the Sparks right now, they're not that good, despite how great De'Ara Kahambi is playing. And so I think the only good thing, or one of the good things that can come, is that one from this season for the Sparks is that one, you know, you got an all-star in Hamby. That's great. And then two, you see the production from a Cameron Brink and a Rakia Jackson. You see what they are capable of doing at such a young level, at such a young you see what they could do with limited minutes, and you see what they're doing as rookies. Could they be a big three? Time will tell. Can the two coexist? Time will tell. What I hate about the offense, though, is sometimes I see Cameron Brink lingering out on the three, and I don't necessarily trust to believe that's going to be like a cornerstone of her game. Now, if the offense was saying, hey, let's facilitate to her, hey, we want you to make these shots, it's cool. I get it. Like, let's get comfortable with taking these shots. But like, I'm watching games and it's just like, you catch her floating out there, and it's just like, I don't think there's no game plan around saying, like, let's get her the ball to shoot the three. So, but the spacing with the Sparks right now, that's a whole nother thing. They're not a great team right now, and they got to, figure out if they gonna be in, the #1 sweepstakes for a Paige Buckner next year. So yeah. Also too, Aaliyah Edwards. So Shakira Austin is been battling with the hip injury, and the Mystics are 0-12. They are in the race, if not already, being 0-12 for like the fourth worst start in WNBA history, right? And if I'm a Mystics fan, or let's say I'm a family member or a friend or a coach, and I'm rooting for Aaliyah Edwards, Gino, right, from UConn, I'm rooting for the Mystics to keep being horrible. Because if that's your rookie, you gotta give him more minutes. Yeah, I mean, Aaliyah Edwards averaging she giving you 9 points and 6 rebounds. Um, if you watching, like, their facial expression was like, I sometimes hate how the rookies get caught up in like foul trouble, but that's not a rookie thing. With the way they be banging down there in the post, like, you just got to be careful because at any given moment down there in the post, like, the players can get caught up in foul trouble with trying to defend and whatnot. But Aaliyah Edwards, her 9 points and 6 rebounds, I think I think it has potential to like strongly increase. I think at some point the Mystics gotta phone it home and be like, yo, let's throw our young players out there and see what they got. And I think that's gonna result in Aaliyah Edwards getting more minutes and getting more comfortable. And as a result of getting more comfortable, she's going to gain more confidence moving forward into moving into the next season. Um, Also on that Mystics team, you got Julie Van Loo, as a 31-year-old rookie, man. She's a nice floor general. I know probably don't nobody care because they 0-12. It's just like who gives a damn, right? But now Julie Van Loo, coming from overseas, she went undrafted, 31 years old, has proven in games where even when it's close, even though they've yet to come up with the win, has proven to be like a great facilitator for the team. um, Shouts out to Elisa Pilly. So we talk about teams who are good, who are like not that great, and as a result, you hope that rookies can benefit from getting time and seeing the floor more. However, Elisa Pilly, that's not the case for her. She's on a great team in the Minnesota Lynx, and with that, she's only seen 3 games this season where she's had 10+ minutes. However, the one game she did get 15 minutes in, she went nuclear. We're talking about 20 points, and she went 7 of 9 from the field on 4 for 4 from threes. And I'm talking about a Wendy's 4 for 4 from the field, from three. And so she's had that one moment, and other than that, it's like, if you're rooting to see Alyssa Pilly on the court, like you gotta hope either the Lynx blow somebody out hella early and so she can get some burn, or hope they getting beat so bad that it's like, all right, Pilly, get in there. So but shouts out to Alyssa Pilly for that 20-point game performance that you had. Just shooting the lights out, showing what you could do if given the opportunity with more minutes. But granted, it's a veteran-led team, and they're in the running, to make a deep run in the playoffs. So it's gonna take her a little bit more time to be able to get out there on the court. Which brings me to a Kate Martin. And so Kate Martin is in a unique situation. She's averaging 19 minutes a game, and she got drafted by the Aces, right? Got drafted in the second round by the Aces. And what I think what I think is unique about Kate Martin's situation is like is her numbers like off the charts? Absolutely not. Like that's like I'm not just act like she's just like having a field day out there on the court. Like she's playing with Asia, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, Tiffany Hayes, and then the list goes on, right? But what I think is a superpower for Kate Martin is that she's had the luxury to play with a great player. She's played with a great player like Caitlin Clark. And because she's played with a great player like Caitlin Clark, she knows what it's like to be on a team next to a superstar, and how sometimes you just gotta like affect the game in a multitude of different ways, whether it's rebounding, whether it's assisting, whether it's just setting the right screen, whether it's just finding yourself in the right place at the right time. And I think when you think about the Aces being defending champs, it's just like in most situations, uh, if you in most situations if you get drafted by the champions, that will typically mean that like you ain't about to play for nobody. Like you ain't supposed to play for them like no time soon, given the circumstances, because they just won the championship. Um, However, man, that's not been the case for Kate Martin. Like she's been getting about 19 minutes per game, and I think it's because she just knows how to find her way around the court on a court full of stars, where it's not like she gotta have the ball in her hand to like be productive. And I think playing around Caitlin Clark, I think has helped her with that mindset to be able to do just that, just getting where she fits in on the court of stars, playing alongside with the Aces. Um, yeah, man, yeah. And so as we talk about those rookies, obviously you may still be, tuned in, listening and waiting to be like, all right, yeah, but hey, let's talk about Caitlin Floyd. Let's talk about Caitlin Floyd, shall we? Let's talk about Caitlin Clark. A lot of attention around Caitlin Clark to start off this season. Definitely been having to earn her keep. Um, definitely been getting, definitely been getting beat up out there on the court. Do I think any of it has been malicious? No, I think that just comes with the territory of one being a rookie and two getting acclimated to a whole nother game style and speed on a nightly basis. Um, I don't think nobody I like when you like um what's happened to Caitlin Clark, her taking hard shots. These are things that like we've seen it happen to Angel Reese, and I would also say it's happening to other rookies. The spotlight just isn't as big on them, or those games aren't being as televised. When you think about the hit with Kennedy Carter, I know Caitlin had took a real tough shot on the screen against the Liberty. Um, she was going back and forth with somebody from the Storm and like all of that. Like, despite all of that, one, despite the WNBA sending the Fever through a gauntlet, despite them sending them through a gauntlet, the Indiana Fever were the first team this season to reach 10 games played, right? Uh, in that 10-game stretch, they had back-to-backs. And despite from when she lost the championship, that quick turnover to have to be drafted, then you add on to just, all the publicity, all the media runs she's had to do, all the babies she's had to kiss. You don't have that long of an off season you don't have that long of a training camp with your basketball team for y'all to develop chemistry and so on and so forth. Despite all of that hoopla, all of that madness, Caitlin Clark has come out of the fire averaging 16, 5, and 6. Again, to put that into perspective, despite all the media attention, whether for better or for worse, all the tough fouls and hits she been getting, the crazy hectic schedule that the WNBA put the Fever on, despite all of that, Caitlin is averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists a game. Also added to the 5 turnovers. Again, that's just gonna come with the territory as she develops and figure out the chemistry with her teammates. And she's still playing the same way she played in college. Ain't nothing changed about her game. And if you really watching her, what I love about her the most is that like she is certified, like she's a hooper. Like she's not gonna back down. She gonna still talk her shit. Um, you know, she gonna talk to the wrestlers. So she be talking to the wrestlers if she a vet and she like demands calls or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, like I don't think that's the conversation that's being had enough. It's just like, yo, despite everything she been going through, like, bro, she's still averaging 16 points a game, bro, giving you 5 boards and 6 assists, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hang her and shoot her for the turnovers, I mean, go right ahead. But like, all signs point in a positive trajectory for Caitlin Clark to be a superstar in this league.